GC Radio is giving away to some of its lucky listeners Beats by Dre earbuds. That's right, Beats by Dre earbuds. It's no cost to its listeners to register. Just go to gcradiohub.com and enter the free raffle. So don't hesitate. Go to gcradiohub.com, click on the earbud, register, and cross your fingers, because you could be one of the lucky listeners. These earbuds are priced at $169, and you can win a pair for free. That's right, free of charge to you. Just enter the raffle at gcradiohub.com and stay tuned to our live broadcast, The Cousin Chief Show, Afro Beats with King Glow, Uncut After Dark with Freaky and Friends, the Mississippi King on the Southern Soul Superstar Station. Stay tuned to any of those live shows and listen out for your name being called. At GC Radio, you have to get connected to stay connected. At gcradiohub.com. You're listening to GC Radio at gcradiohub.com. Get connected so you stay connected.
And we here with another show of GC Radio on the Go radio show with your favorite cousin Chief. And I have my cousin King Glow, and we have a special treat for you guys. The one and only Lex Luga in the building. How you doing, Lex?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. Appreciate you guys having me on the show.
Awesome.
And Glow, how you doing today?
I am doing great. Thank you for asking. How is everyone? How you doing, cuz?
Man, I'm challenged and inspired. I'm challenged to get us to that number one spot and inspired for us to get there.
Y'all so working. You working. So definitely on the way. You keep working the way you working.
You feel me? Yes. I want to give a big shout out to Lex Luger and his team. Great experience working with them. Great award show. It was an honor. And thank you for inviting us out. If you guys see the top of my head, it's because, you know, we got stuff going on here. But I'm here. Hey.
Okay, because we see you from the forehead up like you saluting.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be talking about Rihanna. Don't be talking about Rihanna.
Yeah, well, let me say thank you guys once again for coming. Great interviews, great feedback. And, definitely appreciate you coming out. And we definitely enjoyed you. Definitely hope you come back out next year as well.
Oh, most definitely. So let's hop on into it. Lex, let's give the people a little background on what it is you do, and then we'll go in breaking all of that down.
All right. Well, I'm an entrepreneur first and foremost. I'm a radio personality, TV personality. I own a magazine, and I'm known as a record breaker and artist breaker because I've helped a lot of artists, get established in their music careers. And I have a new age artist development platform I created called Hood Idol, which is a whole brand of its own, which is a platform that's a radio station, a TV show, a magazine, and a tour that we do, as well as apparel. So, those are a few of the things that I'm known for.
Okay.
So, Lex, I got a question for you. What got you started in the entertainment business?
Well, it's a combination of things. Of course, growing up, everybody has a dream of being in the entertainment business, but it really kind of started when I was in college, and guys around campus that were rappers, that was well known around the school and stuff, just kind of stayed on me. And one thing led to another, and, talked me into starting a record label, and, everything just gained traction from there. So it's kind of like I was kind of chose by the game per se versus me choosing it.
Okay. Now let me ask you this.
Wonderful.
What took it on the path of, so like step by step? We know what you do now, but the journey, where did it start? What was the first thing you did to get you on this path?
The first thing I did was started a record label. That was the
Okay.
first thing I did when I was in college. Um, so from that point, the guys who I started the label with, although they were well known around campus, they really weren't known around the city. I kind of had a name because in high school, I played basketball, and I was a decent basketball player. That's how I originally got like notoriety. And in school, I was known for other things as well at one point. And so I was known that I could be able to finance a music career. So it kind of talked me into, since I had a name on the street, then talked me into actually getting on the records with them to get on street cred. So that what launched our like my first record label, that was the South State Connected, because that's where that comes from. And then from that point, from the way that we did our street team, other people started asking me to do their street team stuff because we did guerrilla marketing. I mean, we put posters up everywhere, we had CDs everywhere, flyers everywhere. And so I picked up other artists, and then it led to labels reaching out eventually. And it's I kind of went into doing the street team thing, and ended up meeting people in the industry, and that's kind of what pushed me towards the other side of the music, being uh, you know breaking the records and pushing the artists, which was always really my, when I first started, that's, I really wanted to be behind the scenes. It just didn't work out that way.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. As far as music goes today, and like you said, you started your record label. You came out the gate independent. Um, what do you see as the benefits of being an independent label as opposed to being a part of, the industry?
Well, now that's the major benefit. Like back then, I regret that I didn't take the opportunities I had, because we're talking about almost 20 years ago. Not that long, but I just to say 15 years ago, just to be safe. It's totally different now. You got everything at your fingertips as an independent artist. The only reason I would say that, even the reason to even want a label, is the name, and if they're actually putting money up, if you don't have the money to finance your own career. Other than that, the benefit is being independent, because everything now is at your fingertips, not only on the phone and the internet, but the people who move the needle. If you got the money, you can actually hire those people yourself, especially now that the labels let a lot of those people go. So it's really beneficial to be an independent artist in today's age if you have the financial backing.
Mm, exactly. And some people, might argue because they don't have the information to create their own label, that, oh, it was better back then. But to me, I believe that it's so much better that artists get the opportunity to bypass all of the crap, you know and they are in control of everything. So now, starting your record label, what genre of music did you start with?
No, I started rap. Yeah, it was definitely
Okay.
rapping hip hop, because back then, some of the artists I dealt with had a different sound, that would have been considered hip hop.
Okay. Okay. Now, when did things change and how did you go into Southern Soul?
The Southern Soul changed about 3 years ago. Yeah, about 2021. I was um, I kind of got it in that. Well, I seen how Southern Soul, because that Southern Soul has been the music. Southern Soul, blues, R&B. I was seeing how the music was shifting. And I'm in Mississippi, for those who don't know, and for most of the South, I was starting seeing that the events that was the most successful were Southern Soul events, and they seem to be safer to me than the rap events. They seem to be more. what would be the words for it? It seemed to be more family oriented, or should I say more of a good time to me than the rap events were at the time. And I guess it goes maybe with an age thing as well. Not sure. But artists, and I had artists that were starting to perform on my platform, that were singers, whether it be Southern Soul, R&B, or whatnot. And so one artist by the name of Music Doll had became very successful that started with my platform. And I directed her to do a few things. And she's one of the very few artists that listened to all of those things and became successful in a short amount of time. And so it made me gear toward that genre when I seen that. It just was a totally different feeling of the artist and the people that like that music.
Okay. Okay. And I like Music Doll. I
Mm.
like her. I like her music. Um, what
Let
led?
me interject real quick.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, cuz.
Let me interject real quick question, Lex. So, with one of the things I like to say that with you having your platform and you open up a wonderful opportunity for people that want to get into the music industry. When you have your events, you don't only have just the artists there, you have media there, you have promoters there, you have artists there. And it's a family oriented thing. It's not like, well, you guys get in this corner. It's like, come in, everybody come together, eat, drink, and let's celebrate. And we got performances, so you can actually see the people and why they want a performance. They do it live. It's no 8-act tape, old school. It's like you put them on blast. Hey, y'all got to perform, and that way people can understand the industry, make contacts, and mingle if they have questions. It's kind of like what the impact in these seminars used to do in the industry back in the day. You brought that philosophy and that thing back, and it works wonderful. But what geared you to do that?
Because that's how I grew my brand. That's how I made my name, and that's what I feel helped catapult me in the industry, is because I went to a lot of those events that you're talking about. And what I learned was that at most of the events, you're going to have people. It takes a certain type of person to go to a music conference or to go to a networking event and knowing how to maneuver. And so, I was blessed to be able to network in those environments, and then in the same environments that would be different from that we would say more toward geared toward a having a, I don't know, I guess you could say street mentality or street sense of I guess that's a way to put it. And I wanted to gel that together because, like, at my events, at most of the events I do, I teach the game that I learned. Like, I always give a shout out to my mentors, because my mentors is Kermit the Superstar Maker and Charlie Braxton. Charlie Braxton is my first and main mentor. That's a guy that was on the he's wrote for the Murder Dog, he wrote for the Source, and he's actually on the Hip Hop Evolution documentary on Netflix. And he taught me a lot. And so just those two mentors alone actually had some type of influence or impact or direction of the whole Southern rap scene coming up in the 90s and the 2000s. So they had some type of dealings with every major artist that came out the South, from Outkast to Master P to Chamillionaire, just from them two people alone. So the things they taught me, a lot of the people don't say nothing or don't teach. And so I give a few of those Jews out every chance I get, because I have my own reasoning. Like, my platform to me is kind of like my pulpit, even though I'm not preaching, exactly what most people would consider the word of God. I still am preaching what I feel God put on my heart to do. So that's where I got all of that from, to gel everybody and to let everybody know and feel that, hey, we all could make something happen genuine together.
I like that, man. It's a great philosophy, great melting pot, and great social interaction to get them to buy in. And as they buy in, I see the numbers grow. I mean, you had an award show, man, and I'm not trying to be funny, but when I heard the name of the city, I had to look at the map and like, where the hell is this? But when we showed up, the house was packed, bro. I mean, the parking was packed. We had to drag equipment in, laid all over the place. I mean, we walked in, it was almost like elbow to elbow, but the cohesiveness, the energy was positive. The the chemistry of the different genres of music, the rap, the Southern soul, the R&B, and everything just flowed. Once the show started, it was a show. I mean, the networking can continue the whole night. And even you got on a microphone and told people, hey, you here for a short time with people from everywhere. Get somebody's business card, meet somebody, interact, engage, and you went around introducing people. That doesn't happen no more. People need to take that philosophy and attend one of your events, bro, to experience that and to move on, because we got a lot of networking there and we network with a lot of people there. Some of the people we'd already known, but we didn't really get a chance to have a dialect with them. And we did there. That venue allowed that. So I really appreciate you and accommodate you in what you're doing, because the industry need this, man. It's a big void there. We need this.
And that was my logic. I seen the void. So um, that's the other thing that geared me toward that genre, because I had a lot of pushback when I first was even dibbling and dabbling. I had, which you're gonna have negativity anyway when you're really, on a mission. That's just part of the mission. Like you got to be tested. And when I noticed that it's a lot of things that are lacking, and that it's a lot of new artists. So I geared the platform to a new artist. Now my logic in doing it at that venue, because I wouldn't do it at that venue. The next one's not going to be at the same venue, and of course, things grow. It'll be a little different. But my first one was, since I'm tapping into mostly new artists or artists who, I consider artists new if you've been doing it less than 5 years. That's just me, how I see it. And a lot of the artists was doing it less than that too. So I wanted to show them that, hey, the key is you can go to an area that's most people don't go to, which I would, my nickname was the Backwood Ambassador, because I do a whole bunch of shows in the Backwood. So I said, I'm about to introduce everybody to the Backwood, because if you knew, this is a step that you shouldn't overlook, because everybody want to be on those big shows that's got the thousands of people there, not realizing that, hey, you can go to a smaller venue in the backwoods that they really don't have much to do, and they could show you love, and you could grow your following like that to reach the status to getting the bigger venues. And it all makes sense in the schematics of growing your fan base. And that's for an artist, a promoter, a record label, or a radio station at yourself.
Excellent. Cuz, you want to input on some of this?
Yes, I do apologize. I am making sure that everything is running perfectly on this back end.
For those that don't know, Cuz is also running the radio station live. So we're not only on YouTube and Facebook and our other media, we're also on 4 different stations live.
All right. Well, shout out to everybody listening and tuning in.
Yes, and I do apologize. You guys know that I am making sure you guys are getting this interview and making sure that everything is being heard. I was adjusting the sound because someone said it was kind of a little low. So I wanted to make sure um, you guys were able to hear. But yes, what what I want to know was the journey to doing the award show. Um, how did that come about, and how did like what was your you're so talented and with all of this, like
Thank you.
what was your mindset when you said, okay, I want to put something together to give accolades to people who are, because Southern Soul is something that people aren't really, it's here, it's big, but people are trying to brush over it, kind of. So what was your thought behind that?
Well, as I said, I seen a void, and originally, I mean, it really took me close to 2 years to do it, because I was going about, I wanted to be way bigger than it was, involving the major artists and things of that nature. Because I had been doing one major blues show a year with the big artist, which is Mrs. Mary's annual birthday bash. Shout out to Miss Mary too, because she's definitely the one who even influenced a lot of this as well, because she's a big blues and Southern soul lover, and she mentioned artists to me. And our first show was with Big Pokey, and after our second show with Jay Morris Group, I started getting that idea of, um, it's a whole bunch of uh, new artists I was starting to see because that was in 2022. So I was like, I wonder what award shows or what recognition do the artists get. So I started researching, and I learned about it was like it's three other award shows, really two, because I didn't gear mine just towards Southern Soul, by the way. That's why I call it the Soul Music Awards, because I'm doing Southern Soul and I recognize blues as being different from Southern Soul. And then I didn't see a platform really recognizing R&B artists, and I kept singing how R&B and dead is dead, but it's not. So that's what influenced me to even put the award show together. Once I looked at the platform that existed, I seen the feedback from them. I seen how they was ran, and I just seen a void there. And it's the same void that I had been doing for the rappers. It was existent for the soul music artists. That void was there for them, and you know uh, an artist that I really look up to, that's a major artist. I have mentioned it to him, and he said, "Man, you know what?" He said, "Bro, if you actually brought what you do for the rappers to the Southern Soul," he said, "Man, you could change the game." Now, when he initially said that, I thought he was just talking, but it was who he was, and I was like, I don't think he. And he told me his story. And he was like, "Man, we simple." He was like, "You see what I'm doing? Remember where I was, this, that, and the third." He was like, "I'm telling you, just think about it." That's what he said. Just think about it. Because you're doing this. Cause I did once. He's like, "You're doing this here." And I see you, just think about it. And I did. And I said, I was trying to do it big, and I was kept getting too much negativity. And so 3 months before I did that award show, I said, "You know what? Forget it. I'm just gonna do it. Forget all the other stuff. Whoever come. I ain't letting nothing else hold me back." And there you go.
Wonderful. Man, that's
So let me
amazing.
ask you this. Is this a one-time thing? I know it was our first time there.
No, no, I can answer that quickly. No, because I was already debating on. See, I like I'm telling you, my original date that I first had scheduled was November in 2022. That's what I have booked. Something happened with the venue, and I wasn't able to do the date that I wanted to do. And so time passed. I was trying to get a certain date. Then I'll go ahead and say, I was trying to have my award show before elections, is what I was aiming at.
Mm.
That's what I was aiming at when I first had this idea, because I wanted to emphasize about voting locally, is what I wanted. But I couldn't get nothing for that particular week before the election.
Okay. Okay. So I know that
My bad, my back yet. That's a call. My bad. So even with now, I was thinking about trying to change to November, but it still did the same. Like I can't really find a venue I want, uh, which I'm still looking. So to answer your question, though, yes, this is gonna be a yearly thing. I feel it's needed. Like whether it
yeah.
is or isn't, or if that's just in my mind, I feel like what I do is needed, and I learned that God don't just give me stuff for me to hold on to, and it's not my imagination. I had to come into grips with that. Like if I'm given something, I have to do what I'm given, regardless of my personal feelings toward it. Because nothing I do is like, not to say that it's easy. Like putting on this show is not easy at all, but it's easy to me, you know.
So I think it. Oh, go ahead, cuz.
No, you go ahead. I'm not
I
saying
think it's beautiful what you're doing because, like cuz pointed out, you don't just do an award show and that's it. You go all out. You bring media out. You give these artists exposure that they would not get. I mean, being able to be in a place where you're going to get you're not only getting acknowledgement, being acknowledged, but you also come off stage and get to go live on the air. I think that's dope the way that you are incorporating that and having the media there, having all of the different types of media in the building that gives these artists the maximum exposure that they actually need. I think that's pretty dope in the way that you do that. And I want to just give you your accolades on that. Now, what I do want to know is outside of the award shows, um, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say it, but I think it's a buzz on the streets that you're going to be putting together kind of like a tour.
Yes, I already have. Also,
Okay,
yeah,
okay. I
I
didn't want to
already have.
speak on it without.
Yeah, I already have. Well, we just had our first date June 1st. It's called the Juke
Okay.
Joint Soul Music Tour. Let me say this part too, with the maximum exposure. We also film for TV. So I'm still in the process of editing our version of the award show to place on TV. I have a channel on Roku that I got a placement for actually two channels on Roku. And I'm going to put a condensed version on YouTube as well, but we're still in the process of editing it. But I did have Monday J. Baker Films come out and film it, and I mean the audio and the visual did come out great. It's just the process of editing down to an hour, 3 hour show into an hour, is a process, but that is the other exposure. But the tour that I put together is called the Juke Joint Soul Music Tour. Juke Joint Radio is the name of my radio show. I'm on several different channels, and I have a TV show called Juke Joint TV that airs on Roku as well. And I basically take people to the Juke Joint. I play a lot of Southern soul, old school, and I mix in the blues too. So that's part of what made me put everything together too. But that was kind of the start of the idea. I built the platform up, built my radio show up, and when I started getting momentum, like now I'm nominated for an award at the Jackson Music Awards for R&B Radio Announcer of the Year, and so I want the artists to understand that every little thing you do adds up. Every little brick to the house is what builds the house. Most people miss that. That to even be nominated for something is a win. You have to know how to leverage your win to leverage a nomination, and that was part of my motivation. But yes, the tour was in Shaw, Mississippi. The first date, May the 25th at Ventura's Lounge. The next tour date is June 1st in Moss Point, Mississippi at Main Street Lounge. Then I got June the 29th is our big show, indoor, outdoor show, celebrating Music Doll birthday in Tupelo, Mississippi, with a lot of different artists.
I am loving it. I'm loving the opportunities that you are giving to people, giving them that exposure, giving them that platform to move on. Now, let's get into this industry.
Okay.
What has been your journey? What has your journey been like dealing with um, you know, I I have to refer to Cat Williams, one of the biggest interviews of the year, talking about the things that he's gone through in the industry without closing any doors on yourself. Um, because you don't have to name drop or anything like that. But have you experienced that where people are coming against you, trying to use you to, get
Oh, yeah.
in and,
Yeah.
what has been your experience of the ups and the downs with it?
Oh well, yeah, definitely that. But that's in anything you do. That's in everyday life. That that's part of what schools show you. That no matter what you do or don't do to some people, they're just not going to like you. You're not going to be for
Mhm.
everybody, and you're going to always have that, no matter what. But I never went to the industry parties as many times as I was invited. When my
Mhm.
mentors would tell me like those are places to go just to meet people. You just have to know how to navigate them. But I always turned them down. I did used to let other people go, and they used to tell me how much fun they used to have. So, but I never actually attended any like private,
Mm.
any of the private what you would call industry parties. You know, so I don't have any experience with that to spill no tea on or say nothing about. Uh, a lot of the major artists, my only experience with the industry that I'll say, you know, I gave a lot of ideas and did a lot of work for a lot of people that actually worked with the artists uh, that I didn't get credit for. You know, and that, you know, I did non-disclosures, which I didn't care. I just wanted the money I was getting and didn't even think about it. It didn't even make a factor, don't factor in to later in life, you know, when I, you know, would love those credits of some of the ideas I had that was used, that was, you know, help artists, uh, you know, songs go #1 or things like that. But, you know, that's just part of it. You know, it's nothing. I can't say I regret it because at the time, um, you know, like I be hearing people say, you know, they may have made a bad deal. It depends on when you made the deal. If it was a bad deal, you can't look back at it and say it was a bad deal, you know, because if you in a situation and you need money, or if you broke, let's just say, and somebody offer you $100,000 for something that you feel like you could do at any time, that ain't no bad deal because you was broke. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's just my opinion, you know, because I do see people say stuff like that. So, so I can't complain about that, but you know, that's one of the ups and downs. The best part of my thing that I experienced with the industry is that there are some genuine people, and there are some things that I learned that helped me in life that I try to pass on from others that I learned from people in the industry. It's certain things that were said to me and that I learned that I've been able to put my kids through, or well, put it because they still in college, put my kids in college, you know, pay bills, got you know, I got a lot of different things from the music industry. So that would be the benefit of it. You know, I not having to work a 9 to 5, you know, owning my own business. I could wake up and do whatever I want to do every day, you know, regardless, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I attribute that to God, but he blessed me with being able to do that through the music industry.
Right. Okay. I love that. What can people expect from you in the future?
Man, you know, to grow, get bigger and better, and to try to pass as much knowledge that I gained down to as many people as possible. But you can expect anything that I do attach my name or my brand. If you see my brand that say Lex Luga Production or SSC Marketing Group South State Connected, that I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure that people enjoy themselves, to make sure people have a great time, and to make sure it's as safe as possible for everybody that attends or involved. And anything I do has a meaning and was well thought out. And even regardless of what you see on the surface, it's more into it. It's more to anything I do than what you just see on the surface.
All right. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. We do have to pay bills here.
Okay.
And we will be back with this live interview. It's
Are we back?
All right, we are back. It's your girl King Glow. It's Cousin Chief from the Cousin Chief Show, and we are live with Lex Luger.
Hey,
And what's going
sorry.
on, you guys? Don't be quiet on me.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, I don't know what happened. My mic got turned off in accident, but we're back. And right, I was sitting up here talking, and y'all not hear me. I'm like, what's going on? But Lex, I want to
I
say
was
something real
like,
quick.
cuz real quiet this morning.
Well,
Yeah.
I was talking. I was the only one hearing me. That was the problem.
But we hear you now.
Hey, Lex, so you were speaking earlier that you're blessed to have your own business and you can do things your way and everything, and you get up and you get to run your show. And I love that entrepreneur spirit because we all are blessed with two C's, and that's not Cousin Chief only unless you listen to GC Radio. The two C's are chance and choice. The chance when you wake up, the chance to do anything you can think of, and the choice to do it or do nothing. And those that do something are icons and pillars and ambassadors in their lane of what they do, and they make life a lot easier for others. And like I said, you're a pioneer and you're making way that are for others to come through the industry and do things that wasn't so easily attainable. There are a lot of gatekeepers and hurdles in the entertainment industry, and through Southern Soul, it kind of bypassed a lot of the BS that we go through because the gates are not that high and the gatekeepers are not circled around the industry of that part yet. They're
Yeah.
coming, but not yet.
Yep.
The
Yep.
trail run, the music, the country music, and the Southern Soul seem to be like the escape holes to get through. And it's nice to see that there are avenues such as the road you've paved and continue to pave for them to get through. And I really appreciate that, man. That is really needed. And I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you, saying those kind words as well. Then, and you're definitely right. That time is going to come, but as of right now, yeah, it's a chance for a lot of people to change their current situations. But it still comes with work, dedication, and an investment. One thing I want to speak to that because I see this post going around and it really irks me. Um, you know, there's no business that you could start that you don't have to put no money into for it to be successful that I know of. If it is, please let me know what it is. So when you choose to be an artist, you make that choice to own your own business. You can't make nobody like your music. You can't make nobody do nothing for you. Nothing is owed to you from nobody. You have to put yourself in a position to believe in yourself, invest in yourself if you want to win, if you want to change your life. You have the ability to change your own life. Don't expect somebody to do something for you just because you chose to be an artist or even because you have a talent or you sound good. That's not a recipe for success. The recipe for success is to work toward it, to believe in yourself.
That's right.
And
That's
this is
right.
hard work and dedication is what pays off, and being confident. Like a lot of people are afraid to be confident because they're afraid to be called conceited or, arrogant. But there's a difference in those words. Being confident in oneself is what you need to win in this day and age. You know, Arrogance and being self-centered, that's a whole different energy. You can spot that a mile away. But um, being being believing in yourself, knowing in yourself, it is what's needed in order to do great things like what you're doing, Lex. um and I just think you're doing a phenomenal job. I knew it was something that I wanted to let the listeners know. Okay, so check this out, y'all. uh Lex Luger's show is coming to GC Radio. This is it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Radio. Lex, can you tell them the name of the show?
Well, you guys are picking up Juke Joint Radio, man. Well, hey, we going on the radio show, we're gonna party like we at the Juke Joint. So that's a little Southern soul, a little R&B. I might make you dance a little bit in the house. I might even make you want to slow dance with your loved one. You know what I'm saying? So tune in.
All right. All right.
Awesome. 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 I'm very excited about this. I'm very excited to see just the growth of it. And again, it is just a blessing for our paths to have crossed, you know,
Yes.
cuz is I gotta tell you, that is one amazing man. He I don't know, that mind goes 100 miles an hour. Next thing I know, I'm getting a call, we're headed to Atlanta. We're going here. We're going there. I'm like, are we? Is that what we're doing? Yes.
Yeah.
Pack your bags. I'm like, okay, then.
That's
I
what's
guess
up.
we're headed here. So, but it was a blessing to be able to come there. I want to let anyone who wants to do business with Lex know that he is very, very, very professional. He was very accommodating to us. Made sure we were well taken care of, um, and totally appreciated. So yes, he is 100% a legit businessman.
Thank
So
you.
don't come with no crazy. So all you people that are phonies, don't nobody have time for that.
Yeah, thank
Real business inquiries only. Nobody has time for all that other extra trolling stuff. But
you.
yes, straight up 100% stands on business. Make sure you're taken care of. If you are a part of his event, I am talking, he made sure we were taken care of and the interviews were just coming. So, and I can't wait for you guys to hear the show and uh, hear all the music and be able to, you know, tune into the interviews that's going to be on his show. I know it's going to be crazy. I know it's going to be crazy. And um Lex, I want you to tell the people again where they can find you.
Well, all of my social media is the same. It's SSCLEXLUGA. That's SSC Lex Luga on all platforms.
There you have it. We
Man,
are going, cuz you got anything else before we
yeah,
wrap up?
yeah, I got something to say. Lex, I appreciate you. Always being a scholar and gentleman, and I like the way that you do business, man. I mean, you do a lot in the industry people don't know, and I'm gonna put you out there, and hopefully you don't get mad at me. Lex is not only a person that loves music. He does the award shows. Does artist development. He has a film um, company, and he's got several reality projects he got out there. I'm not going to speak on. He can tell that. He also has a company that does marketing material. So if you need banners, if you need the mouse pads, whatever, this guy, when he got in business, he's in business. I'm serious. Like whatever you need, he's like the hookup from A to Z. I got the hookup. My hookup is Lexi. Whatever you need, he can get it for you or get you in contact with those people. So he's a very good person to network and have your Rolodex and a venue to get exposure. You want to get exposed? I mean, it's no competition with Lex. He has a radio station. We have a radio station. We come together, bringing his show on our station. It's
Yes.
about moving the needle. It's not no I in team, but it's damn sure ME in there. And Lex is a team player, and also he's a leader. So I like to once again, man, thank you for being the person you are, the mindset that you have. I look forward to emanating some of your style. I hope you don't mind that
No, no.
because it's good for business. It's good for business.
Yeah.
We need more of that, less competitive and more cohesiveness in this industry as people of color. We need that to move ahead. And I just want to honor you and thank you for that, brother. Real talk.
Man, I appreciate that. And I want to thank you guys too, and let the listeners also know that you have your setup is so professional, and I love your setup and how you come to the venues, how you conduct your interviews. I'd suggest anybody doing an event, hey, these are great people to invite to your event, especially do interviews and to do their setup because you got a great professional setup, professional platform. And I could see why you grew so fast, so quickly. The other thing I say too, invitation is flattery. And it is a difference from being inspired and copying. It's a
Yes, sir.
big difference. My goal is to inspire others to do a lot of the things that I do. I just don't use my name or my brand, but I mean the things that I do, I love to see others, you know, uh, take it and put their twist to it and see how we could help them. Because one thing I know, that everything that I do, regardless of how somebody else use it, you still have to use it in a way to help somebody else. Like, I know that as a fact. So that's what it's for.
Appreciate it. Cuz, anything you want to tell the radio land and the people that's listening on us on the video chat?
What'd you say?
Anything else you want to go to before we conclude from the video chat and the people listening to Radio Land?
Oh, I just want to let you guys know again, you haven't heard the last of Lex. Again, we are partnering up with Lex, so you will hear more from him. You will be getting all of the inside scoop on the tours. We'll have that up on the website. We'll get the flyers as they are coming through. We will get all of that information. You have not seen the last of this dynamic duo. I want you guys to know that this interview will be up on our YouTube page. Not only that, the audio from this interview will be up as well. Well, it will be on GC Radio. And so you'll be able to hear it if you missed it. For those of you who are driving or at work and you had to, cut everything off, don't worry. GC Radio has you covered. Go to gcradiohub.com for all your favorite genres of music and to keep up with what we're doing and who we're doing it with. And as Cousin says, I can't even say it, because I'll mess it up. Move your meat in your seat.
You can't move your meat on your feet, move your meat in your seat, but you got to switch the cushions.
Okay.
It's your girl King Glow. It's Cousin Chief from the Cousin Chief Show and Lex Luga. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you. Until next time, continue to live in your greatness and walk in your power, as we will do the same. It's GC Radio, baby. You already know the vibe.